Y'all know I love quotes, so I'm gonna pop this video off with a goodie. No man is happy without a delusion of some kind. Delusions are as necessary to our happiness as realities. Christian Nestor Bove. When you were a child, you believed you could be anything. I wanted to be everything. A doctor, a pro sports player, a dancer, an artist, a chef, literally everything. And part of me still does. Part of that child that lives within us still dreams like I was born yesterday. But as we age, our dreams often get overshadowed by the need of survival. It just is what it is. We go from having that like bubbly spirit, from having that essence of faith to just, paying bills. As we age, we just kind of lose that edge. We lose that inner dreamer within us. As a result, that childlike essence that lives within us, that childlike essence that believes in magic, it slowly dies within us. And that's a sad place to be. That's a place that I do not want to be because I see it every day. I see people go through these mundane routines of just going to work, come home, watch Netflix, sit in your car, listen to your favorite song for a few hours. You might try and avoid that time with your wife or your kids for a second. You do the same boring, mundane routine. It's just void of life. It's void of excitement. And to me, that's like that's like being dead while you're alive. There's a lot of people living, like physically breathing, but they're not living. And to me, that is a nightmare. Like literally, that is a nightmare to me. The adults or kids that we see that can keep that essence alive, they're the ones who made it. They're the ones that we look up to. They're the ones that we aspire to be like. We say, damn, it's something about them that I wish I had. They're lucky, they're talented, they're rich, they're blessed. They was born into a good family. They don't have the misfortunes that I have. These are the things that we tell ourselves when we see people that have things, that have happiness and have goals that we think are unattainable for ourselves. Make up these stories in our head, and these stories subconsciously are telling ourselves that we can't have those same things. But most of these people were none of those things. In fact, most rich or successful people didn't inherit their riches. They didn't inherit their happiness. They cultivated it. Obviously, some people are born more fortunate than others. It just is what it is. Research actually shows that people that were born with a silver spoon in their mouth, they are not happy. Super duper rich kids, they're not as happy as kids who had to struggle. They're not as happy as people that had to earn that essence of like of an upper echelon lifestyle or whatever. Struggle is a key factor in successful people's lives, and embracing that struggle is something that we all need to get adapt to. It's just life. Life is struggle. Getting used to that and not bitching about it and complaining about it is almost like a superpower to thrust yourself forward to where you really want to be in life. But those people that we look up to, those people that we idolize, those people that we see as like super grandiose, right? They had this delusional confidence that they could achieve large goals, and then they had the balls to actually go and find out if they could achieve them or not. And that's what this video is going to be about today. I want to talk to you guys about the power of delusional confidence and how you can use it to benefit your life. The root meaning confidence comes from the Latin word confidere, signifying to trust together or with trust. The word delusional originates from the Latin word deludere, which means to play false or to deceive. So we are mastering the art of deceiving ourselves with trust. Many deceive themselves with ego, and that's just not the same. Trust is mindful and ego is blind. I want you guys to understand that humans are like computers. We are very, very programmable. Our minds are like a software program. Society has programmed fear, dogma, and limiting beliefs into our software. And as we get older and we mature and we decide what we want for our lives and what we decide we believe to be true, it is our job to reprogram what was programmed into our software, which is our mind. And confidence is the result of that deprogramming and reprogramming. Whenever you decide who you want to be, whenever you decide what you want to believe, it increases your confidence. Like literally, it makes you, it empowers you, and it gives you a sense of confidence. Like, bro, maybe what I think, maybe what I believe, maybe what I think that I can do is not what the world thinks. It's not what my mom thinks. It's not what my friends think. But I think this, I believe this, and that is going to give you a sense of power within yourself. So that's why you can't let other people speak fear into what you believe. You can't let other people speak fear into your plans. I remember when for my 28th birthday, I went skydiving, and both of my parents thought I was crazy. They're like, bro, what are you doing? Why would you do that? Do you know that people die? And blah, 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 right? And I'm just like, bro, I'm trying to live. Now, do you need to jump out of a plane to live? No, but I'm an adrenaline junkie, guys. I love playing on the edge. I love just taking things a little bit farther than what the common person would take it. When I see people jumping out of planes and doing like, when people jump off those like 70-foot cliffs and do all the crazy backflips and shit into the water, bro, I think that shit is so cool and so brave and so fearless, man. And something about that, it lures me in. And so for my 28th birthday, I jumped out of a plane. Everyone around me was fearful. Not everyone, but most of the people, they were like, bro, you're crazy. I would never do that. And I'm just like, yeah, you wouldn't, but I would. Because that's the life that I see for myself. I see myself living a little more beyond the edge. I see myself doing things, a few standard deviations outside of what the common man would do. Now, am I going to go to Africa and jump into the freaking Nile River and start swimming with crocodiles? No. I like taking controlled risks, and I like playing on the edge a little bit. And that's what life is about. It's just this playing on the edge a little farther than what you think where you can play. That's where the delusion comes in. Sure, I could have died. Sure, I could have, broke an arm or whatever, but I wasn't thinking about that. I was thinking about the thrill of what it would feel like to conquer my fear of jumping out of a plane. And I did that. I had fear of even starting this YouTube channel because I'm thinking like, oh, it's cringy. I don't want to be a creator. I don't want to be a millennial and whatever. But guys, I like this. I like speaking to you guys. I like talking to you guys. I love to articulate my thoughts. And so here I am. I'm at the beginning of this journey, actually. I don't know where this is going to be, but I made a commitment that I'm going to do this for a year, and we're going to see where I'm at. I know that if I show up for a year straight, offering value, connecting with real people in a real way, that I will reap rewards, that I will benefit from my labor. And I truly believe that. But before I was able to get into this mindset and vibrate on this frequency, I had to deprogram a whole bunch of shit. I had to get rid of all the limiting beliefs. I had to get rid of the people pleasing. I had to get rid of my thoughts of like, oh, what would people think about me? I had to get rid of all of that. And now I'm standing in a place of much more confidence. And I hope you guys can feel that. Obviously, I'm showing up. Even if I was scared as fuck right now, right? I'm still showing up because this is what I want. This is what I believe. And I'm delusional enough to believe that I can grow a massive YouTube channel and I can impact people's lives with the stories that I tell and with the wisdom that I have from my experiences of life. So there's two types of delusion, right? There is good delusion and bad delusion. And we're going to break this thing down. Delusion can be both good and bad. It all depends on how we use it and how it affects us. All right. So there are rules to the Delulu game. All right. The grandiose rule of all rules to playing the Delulu game is do not be delusional about other people. Only be delusional when it comes to yourself and the goals that you see for yourself. Bro, if the girl does not show interest, do not continue to pursue her. Do not be a creep. Okay. Do not make excuses for people who are toxic and aren't good for your life. Stop telling yourself that they will change. Stop telling yourself all of these stories in your head when it comes to other people. Those are the no-nos of the Delulu game, okay? I'm all on the board of when people show you who they are, believe them. Okay. When you're delusional about other people, when you're delusional about relationships, when you're delusional about toxic parents, when you're delusional about things that you cannot control, you're setting yourself up for the fail. Okay. So only be delusional about yourself and what you believe you can set out to do in this world, because you can control that. When it comes to yourself, there are no limits to the Lulu game. I want y'all to go complete Kanye in this mug, all right? Like complete Elon Musk. I can launch a rocket to the moon. There's no limits to the Delulu game when it comes to yourself. But keep in mind that your delusion, it would be healthy, because I can't tell you what to do, but it would be healthy for your delusion to benefit mankind in a positive way. Obviously, you can have delusion in a way where you're on some Hitler shit, which obviously is evil. But you got to understand that limitations do exist for everyone. We all have limitations. And when you're playing the Delulu game, you need to be conscious of where your limitations will strike. For example, say you want to be a famous brain surgeon and a famous singer, right? But you don't know how to sing. You just have a vision, all right? You have this want. When you see Chris Brown or Alicia Keys or Adele or Taylor Swift, when you see them singing and you see that they can move crowds and you see what it's like to be admired by other people, there's something inside of you that's like, yo, I wish I could do that. Like, damn, I would love to do that. And then you're like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna become a good singer. But you also want to be a brain surgeon. You need to understand that brain surgeons are in school for 16, 17 years, and then they're working 60 through 80 hours a week. So, how you consciously think about your limitations in this scenario is like, okay, you can either go full on and be a singer, but if you don't have that talent naturally, it's going to take you years to actually develop the talent. It's going to take you years to develop the confidence. It's going to take you years to develop your vocal and your voice control and really, really hone in on that craft. And as we know, a lot of artists struggle with making money. So you're like, okay, I want to be a brain surgeon because I'm passionate about, the body, the human anatomy, and you always wanted to be a doctor, and plus you love the financial security that comes with it. So you pick the doctor. You take the brain surgeon route, right? Since you know that you're going to be in school for not half, but a significant portion of your life, instead of you being delusional, thinking that you can do them both, a wise way to understand what your limitations would be is be like, okay, I'm going to be a doctor, and that's going to pay my bills, and it's going to give me what I want. It's going to give me that structure that I want. But I'm going to dedicate 2 or 3 hours a week to treat singing as a hobby. And I'm going to create a YouTube channel documenting my journey of learning to sing. And through that, maybe I won't become famous, but I'll grow a follower base of people like me who always wanted to learn how to sing. And they gain inspiration from me documenting my journey. And I can fund, I can get my equipment and I can get everything that I need to actually pay for my singing instructions and everything, because I have a high paying income from my brain surgeon profession. So don't be delulu just for the heck of it. Understand where your limitations may fall and then strategically make a plan to how you can find delusion in the things that you want without setting yourself up for failure. You want to make delusion work for you. If you can convince yourself that you're ugly and worthless and you don't deserve things, then you can use that same delusion to convince yourself the complete opposite. Literally. So that is the power of delusion. You can convince yourself to believe whatever you want to believe. But when you add consciousness into the factor, that's when it starts to get fun. All right. So that's the Delulu rules, y'all. You are here. You deserve to take up space, but only if you believe you deserve to take up space. And only if you believe that your delusions, followed by action, can actually lead you to the golden path that you want to walk. Think, do, become. A little Delulu is necessary. All right, now let's get into some action steps for y'all, all right? Not to get all woo-wah on y'all, but I need you guys to understand that life consists of energy, frequencies, and vibrations. Okay, I'm sure you guys have heard that before, but it's so, so true. So the way to use delusion to actually get what you want out of life is you need to act the vibration that you want to be vibrating on. And over time, that will become your vibration. Over time, that will become the person that you are. If you actually believe that you're ugly, you're not worthy, and life is against you, then bro, stop watching. But I know that you're still watching because that's not the truth. You know, There is a force in this universe that is against us, just like there's a force in this universe that is for us. Call it God, call it Satan, call it yin, call it yang, call it light, call it darkness, whatever you want to name it. You need to understand that there's polar opposites. All right. So you need to have the delusion to believe that the higher force is in your favor. Because why wouldn't you? Yes, there is an opposing force in the universe, no matter what the hell you want to call it. Yes. All right. Yes, it's real. But why not believe that the highest power in the universe is in your favor and is pushing, it's got your back the way that the back of this chair has got mine. This is how you use delusion, guys. So deny yourself all that toxic shit, right? And start to believe, man. Start to move in a frequency of positivity and believe. Create that support within yourself, that energetic support within yourself that'll give you the confidence to actually start taking steps forward. Because whatever you think is true about yourself or not true about yourself, it will manifest. Like straight up. Your mind is like a garden. And would you water a garden with water and fertilizer, or would you water a garden with tequila and Diet Pepsi? You wouldn't do that. And I'm not one of these like fake positive, oh, like rainbows and butterflies. Like, I hope you guys don't get that impression of me, because that's not who I am. I truly, truly mean this shit, bro. Be kind to your mind. Like, be kind to yourself. What does it cost to be kind to yourself? Straight up. Something that I talk about with my therapist and my business coaches is like positive self-talk. My coach actually, he makes us pay $25 every time that he catch us speaking negatively, or every time that he catches us speaking in a way that isn't uplifting. Why? Because it's not beneficial. It's just not beneficial. This video is about delusion, guys. Even if you believe something negative about yourself, even if it's true, what help is that to you? If you're the ugliest person on the planet and you know it, and people come back and say, "Oh, you're handsome." Okay, so what? You're a little ugly. Jay-Z is a little ugly. He got Beyonce. There's a lot of ugly dudes. There's a lot of fat dudes. There's a lot of non-talented dudes that are still having their way in life, still have emotion. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. All right? Don't be rational. Be irrational. Be delusional. Okay? I'm telling you, over time, it don't matter what you look like, you can convince yourself that you're the most handsome motherfucker on the planet. I promise you. You can convince yourself that you are worthy. You can convince yourself that you deserve happiness and wealth and love in your life. I'm telling you some good shit, bro. I'm telling you some good shit. But always, action is greater than affirmation. Always, 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 always. Action is greater than affirmation. Affirmations can actually be a form of self-sabotage. If all you do is go to Staples, buy some sticky notes, and write down positive stickies and post them everywhere, right? Like, sure, that has a slight benefit, whatever. It's programming your subconscious mind, it's putting positivity into your psyche, but it's a form of self sabotage if you don't actually act on things that will draw that reality closer to your world. How you affirm yourself is you act the thing and then you affirm yourself during or after. For example, I get up in the morning and I make YouTube videos every day. How I would affirm myself is, one, I get the hell up and I make the YouTube videos. And then after the video is done, I'm like, yo, good job, DK. Like, you did it. It wasn't that scary. You was in your zone. You was in flow state. Like, bro, good job. Do it again tomorrow. Like, that is how you affirm yourself. You do, and then you affirm yourself. If you have self-confidence issues, you fix your image, get you smell good, look good, keep yourself groomed. And then when you go out in public, you speak to the girl. If she rejects you, yo, good job. Rejection is part of life. But I had the confidence to speak to that girl. Guys, I'm trying to tell you, when it comes to women, it's all about confidence, man. I've seen, like I said, some super ugly dudes, some super fat guys pull some straight baddies just off the principle that they're confident. So what you do is you attack the areas where you're insecure, you attack your inefficiencies, and then while you're doing them or after you're doing them, then you affirm yourself. Sometimes parenting yourself like you would a child is part of the Delulu game. Like straight up. Like parent yourself like you would a child. Parent yourself like you would big brother yourself like you would your sibling. Big brother yourself like I big brother you guys. And you will see that over time, small shifts start to happen. Small things start to increase. Your confidence starts to rise. You start to get away from people who don't affirm who you want to be. And you start to set your environment and prime your mind to the reality that you wish to be real to you. We are all grown as kids, even our grandparents. So play the Delulu game like a kid would. So piggybacking off my last point, the most important part of the Delulu game is learning self-command. It feels good when you follow your own command. It's the highest form of self-love there is. When you get into that cold shower when you know you didn't want to get into it, that is self-love. That is self-command. When you go to the gym when you knew you were tired, you knew you wasn't feeling it today, but you went anyways because you want to be swole, you want to be attractive, and you want to have better mental health. That is self-love. That is self-command. When you get up, when you shoot that content and you create that digital product and you move forward and you start to make sales because you want to make more money and you understand that this is a digital world and you want to be a part of it and you don't want to miss out. That's self-command. That is self-love. But it also feels good when you fall short and you catch those moments of self-doubt and you catch those glimpses of limiting beliefs creeping in, but you have the grace with yourself to not beat yourself up about it, but be conscious in the moment and then correct it. Like I said, guys, the goal is to parent yourself. Be kind to yourself. If you know your little brother was a very talented soccer player and you went to a game and he or she had or he had a terrible game, right? Would you beat him up and say, "Damn, bro, you were supposed to do better. You know, you suck today. Don't ever do it again." No, like that's not what a big brother that loves his little brother would do. What you would do is you say, "Bro, dust that shit off, bro. Like, bro, it's just a bad game. It's not a, get them next time. Where do you think you could have went wrong? Where do you think you did? Where do you think you did well? Like, don't worry about it, bro. Do it better next time. Do it better tomorrow. Go to the drawing board, watch film, and next game you're gonna kill it." That's the type of compassion and self-love that we need to develop with ourselves as we're moving forward to the goals that we say that we want, as we're moving forward to the ideal person that we say we want to become. So it's a balance between finding firmness in yourself and finding that sweet spot of of softness and kindness and relaxation because we're human. We're gonna mess up. We are gonna have down moments. We're gonna have times where our mental isn't the highest. We're not robots and we're not David Goggins. David Goggins is one of one. So find that balance between firmness and self-compassion. That's how you build an internal safe space for yourself. All right. This is all about delusion, guys. Building that safe space in yourself and slowly just pushing yourself inch by inch by inch by inch forward into confidence and inch by inch forward into self-belief, into that like metamorphic phase where you're like, damn, bro, I don't even recognize who I am. Like, who is this confident person? Who is this effective person? Who is this person? Who is this abundant person? Act brave when you are scared, and that is bravery. Act confident when you are insecure, and that is confidence. Do that enough, and you will become a brave and confident person. It's just that simple. I didn't make the rules. That's just how it works. That's just how it works, guys. And it does work. It's the simple things that are the hardest to do. And it's the simple things that we often tend to avoid to do because our subconscious mind knows that's what we should be doing. So the key part of playing the Delulu game is self-command, self-discipline, practicing what you say you're going to do. And I would start with the basics, guys. What's your diet like? What's your gym schedule look like? What's your bedtime and your rise time looks like? Everything that I just described, if you can find a good bedtime, find a sustainable diet that you can stick to, and find a sustainable way to move your body, everything else, when it comes to confidence, when it comes to productivity, when it comes to mental health, it all evolves around those three factors. So that's where I would start if I was you guys, like seriously. And I coach the students in my Real Balance Academy the same thing. When people hop on calls with me, they're like, oh, yeah, bro, I want to make more money and I want to be fit. And like, I don't know, I'm just so depressed. And I'm like, okay, bro, what time do you go to sleep? 2:30. Okay. What time do you wake up? Noon. Okay. Yeah. So, bro, what do you eat? Well, yesterday I had Five Guys and a Hot Pocket. Okay. Cool. And it's like, bro, start with the basics. I'm trying to tell you, start with the basics and then watch how everything else takes off from there. I won't go too in depth with the discipline and the micro habits and all that good stuff because I've made other videos about this and I've written about this in my newsletter. If you would like to read a little deeper into some of these topics, I write about them. I speak about them all the time. My newsletter is going to be in the description. You guys can check that out, subscribe. I write for people just like you. So when you fall short, be kind to yourself, but don't let that be an excuse either. Like I said, we want to find that good balance between firmness and compassion with ourselves. This Delulu game that we're playing is about balance. All right. It's all about nuance and balance. Have a beer, have a life, have fun. But you know you have to be up early in the morning to shoot that content. You know you have to be up early in the morning to edit those videos. You know you need to be up early in the morning to do the things that you say you need to do. You know you want to lose 15 pounds to get that summer bod, so you need to be up to hit the gym. Guys, if you're not making the money that you want to make and you're not seeing the results in your life that you want to see, something needs to be sacrificed. All right? I'm not just telling you to wake up early for no reason. If you are not where you want to be, why are you sleeping in? What would the person that you delusionally see yourself becoming in 365 days from now, what would they do? I bet money, if you answer that question honestly, they're not going to bed at 2:30 a.m., waking up at some random time. Discipline is structure. So the first thing you need to do to play the Lulu game properly is you need to act like the person you want to become. Visualize how the person you want to become acts and then start acting like so. All right. I'm not trying to preach to you. I'm not trying to make your life boring. I'm trying to keep it 100 with you. We are playing the long game. This life that we live, it is a marathon, not a sprint. So you got to start believing that there's magic waiting around the corner for you. You have to be willing to do the work in order to see that magic unfold. So stop trying and start trusting. Trust that delusional bit of light that is shining through in your head. Trust that. Follow that. It all starts with a little delusion. That is the key to your momentum. And then once you build that momentum, it's like a pendulum. You know, when you start to push a rock, you don't have much momentum. But then as the rock is closer to the hill, you start to pick up momentum. You push the rock over the cliff, and now the rock is just here. And that is momentum. Okay. Think of your journey as a pendulum swinging. Okay. But you can't get the momentum started if you're not doing anything. Okay. Now, y'all know I love quotes. So I'm going to leave y'all with one more goodie. A bird sitting on a tree is never afraid of the branch breaking because its trust is not on the branch, but its own wings. Unknown. Now go write down some crazy goals, do some crazy shit, and trust your wings. Peace. Thanks for watching.